Darkness. That's all I remembered before the blinding pain. Betrayed by the man I was forced to marry, Duke Alistair, and the woman I once called my sister. He whispered he never loved me as his sword pierced my heart. His eyes, cold as ice, were the last thing I saw. I had wasted my life chasing the affection of a man who only wanted my family's power. My true love, the gentle knight Captain Liam, died trying to protect me. Oh, Liam, if only I had chosen you. And then, I gasped for air. Sunlight streamed through a familiar window, illuminating the gilded room of my youth. My hands, unscarred and delicate, flew to my chest. No wound, no blood. The calendar on my desk read a date 5 years in the past, the very day I was to formally accept my engagement to Duke Alistair. I was reborn. Tears streamed down my face, but this time, they were tears of relief, of a second chance. There was a knock on the door. It was my father, his face etched with pride. "Scarlet, my dear, Duke Alistair is waiting. It's time to announce your engagement." I took a deep breath, steeling my resolve. The naive girl who lived for Alistair's approval was gone, replaced by a woman forged in betrayal and fire. I looked at my father, my voice steady and clear. "Father, I refuse. I will not marry Duke Alistair." My father's jaw dropped. "Refuse? Scarlet, this is the honor of a lifetime. The Duke is a powerful man." Oh, his voice was a mix of shock and anger, but I stood firm. "His power means nothing if he has no heart. I will not be a pawn in his games." I walked past my stunned father and descended the grand staircase. There he stood, Alistair, a picture of arrogance in his fine attire. The same man who would one day murder me without a second thought. He smiled, a slick, predatory grin that once made my heart flutter. "Scarlet, my love, you look radiant." He reached for my hand. I pulled it back, my eyes locking with his. The flicker of surprise in his cold gaze was satisfying. "Duke Alistair," I said, my voice echoing in the silent hall. "I have come to inform you that our engagement is off. I will not marry you." Alistair's smile vanished, replaced by a dark scowl. "Is this some kind of joke? Our families have already agreed." He took a step closer, his tone menacing. "You would do well to remember your place, Scarlet." But I wasn't afraid anymore. "My place is not by your side. Find another puppet for your ambitions." I turned my back on him, a symbolic act I couldn't perform in my last life. As I walked away, I felt his rage burning into my back, but it only fueled my resolve. Leaving the suffocating mansion behind, I headed straight for the royal training grounds. I needed to see him. And there he was, Captain Liam, his dark hair ruffled by the wind as he trained his knights. His brow was furrowed in concentration, his movements precise and powerful. When he saw me, his stern expression softened into one of pure surprise. He was alive. He was real. My heart ached with a love I had suppressed for far too long. "Lady Scarlet, what are you doing here?" His voice was as warm and kind as I remembered. I ran to him, my carefully constructed composure crumbling. Before he could react, I threw my arms around his neck, burying my face in his strong shoulder. I could feel his surprise, his hesitation, before his strong arms cautiously wrapped around me, holding me securely. It felt like coming home. "Liam," I whispered, my voice choked with emotion. "I made a terrible mistake. Please, can we start over?" He gently pulled back, his warm brown eyes searching mine, filled with confusion and concern. "Start over? My lady, I don't understand." I looked at him, my heart in my eyes. "I rejected Alistair. I won't marry him. It was always you, Liam. It's always been you." I saw a flicker of hope, of disbelief in his eyes. This was my chance to rewrite our tragic story. He deserved to know the truth, to have the happiness we were denied. Over the next few weeks, I spent every possible moment with Liam. We walked through the royal gardens, shared meals in quiet taverns, and talked for hours. I told him everything, not about my rebirth, but about Alistair's coldness and my long-hidden feelings for him. With each passing day, the cautious hope in Liam's eyes blossomed into unadulterated love. One evening, under a sky full of stars, he took my hand. "Scarlet," he began, his voice thick with emotion. "I have loved you from afar for years. I never dreamed you could feel the same." My heart soared. I was a fool, Liam, blinded by duty and a false idea of love. He gently cupped my face, his thumb stroking my cheek. "You are no fool. You are the bravest, kindest woman I know." He leaned in, and the world faded away. His kiss was gentle yet passionate, a promise of a future I had only dreamed of. It was everything Alistair's forced kisses were not. It was real. In that moment, I knew I had made the right choice. My past was a nightmare, but my future, with Liam, was a beautiful dream coming true. But happiness is a beacon, and it attracts monsters from the dark. Alistair, humiliated and furious, would not let me go so easily. He began to use his influence to sabotage my family's business and spread vicious rumors about me and Liam. He wanted to isolate me, to break me down until I had no choice but to crawl back to him. But he underestimated me. He didn't know I had already lived through his treachery once. This time, I was prepared. I started gathering evidence of Alistair's corruption, his secret deals, his embezzled funds, the network of spies he used to maintain his power. I used the knowledge from my past life, recalling names, dates, and locations he thought were secret. I worked in the shadows, feeding anonymous tips to the royal guard and loyal nobles who despised Alistair's ambition. Liam, with his unwavering loyalty to the crown, became my most trusted ally, helping me uncover truths even I didn't know. The final piece of the puzzle was my stepsister Clara, the same woman who held me down as Alistair killed me. In my past life, she was his secret lover. I arranged a chance meeting, letting her believe I was broken and desperate. Feigning tears, I told her I still loved Alistair, and that a commoner night could never make me happy. Her eyes lit up with arrogant pity. Just as I predicted, she ran straight to Alistair to gloat, but I had a royal guard follow her, and they witnessed her intimate embrace with the Duke. His infidelity was exposed. The evidence was overwhelming. At the king's annual winter ball, I made my final move. In front of the entire court, I presented the proof of Alistair's treason and corruption: letters, ledgers, and sworn testimonies. The final blow was the guard's account of his affair with my own stepsister. The hall erupted in gasps. Alistair's face turned from pale to purple with rage. He was stripped of his title, his lands, and his honor, arrested and dragged away. As he passed me, his eyes burned with hatred. "You will regret this," he seethed. I simply smiled. "No, Alistair, you will." Watching him being taken away, I felt no triumph, only a quiet release. The ghosts of my past were finally laid to rest. I turned and saw Liam waiting for me at the edge of the ballroom, his eyes shining with pride and love. I walked into his open arms, resting my head against his chest, finally at peace. A year later, we stood in a sun-drenched garden, not as a duke and a pawn, but as a husband and wife, bound by love and respect. My second chance at life wasn't just about revenge. It was about finding my way back to true love. And as Liam kissed me, I knew I was finally, truly home. Thank you for watching our story today.